Welcome to part 8 in this series of Growing to Your Full Potential. Today I'm going to talk about relationships, continuing in that regard. Last time, you remember I mentioned different kinds of people that come into your life, people that add to you, that subtract from you, that multiply in your life, and that divide from you. I was actually commenting to a team member yesterday and I said, the atmosphere you permit determines the kind of product you are going to produce. And another great man, Jesse Duplantis, actually said, if you want to achieve a great dream, it takes building a great team. John Maxwell has also said that one is too small of a number to multiply and achieve greatness. It takes a team, it takes people, and it takes people to be part of your happiness equation and to be successful in life. You are actually the average of your top 3 or 4 friends. Now think about that for a minute. You are the average of your top 3 or 4 closest friends. That could cause you to think a little about who they are and what contribution they have in your life. Of course, I'm not talking about you seeking things from them alone, but I'm talking about a relationship that is of mutual benefit. When we seek relationships, whether it's personally or in teams or when we're achieving great goals or realizing our full potential, they should be relationships with people who value change, who are constantly changing, people who value growth. They are growth conscious and constantly growing. And of course, they should be people you can trust. I remember working for an Israeli businessman a couple of years ago, and he kept mentioning his circle of trust. People that influence his decision equations. Who is influencing your decision equations? When you have your most important decisions to make, who are the people in your circle of trust that you can depend on for reliable information? You see, different friends and different team members have different contributions to you. Some of your friends are your encouragers or motivators. Some of them will confront you and correct you when you're making bad decisions. Some of them will provide you with insights that you don't have in a particular area. Just like in a team. In teams, as leaders, we tend to attract people who are just like us. We look for people better than us, but in reality, we normally attract people who are just like us. So the question is, as leaders, we need to look at ourselves and say, who really am I? Am I growing? Am I changing? And what kind of people am I attracting? And you see, in any team, there's a psychological part of the team, and there's the functional part of the team, which leaders need to combine together. But you see, it takes people to build greatness. It takes people to have a full happiness equation. So it's important to analyze relationships around us and not settle for less than good, strong, stable, meaningful relationships. Whether it's in a team or whether it's personally. Can you trust what they say? Do they have proven abilities? Do they have a proven character? Are these people that you can really see yourself in the long term going along with? And if you don't have that witness in you, you need to double check. In every relationship, it's a question of give and take. It's powerful to know that all your relationships, all of them, you are being influenced and they are influencing your own future. So it's important to analyze them, look at them, and see whether what you're giving into the relationship is what the other party is willing to also offer in that relationship. Of course, people are different. But of course, if two people are not in agreement, they cannot move together towards a successful future. So it's important to analyze and think about your relationships. Think about where you're going. Think about who's around you. And we'll be back next time to talk more about this. Relationships can multiply and increase you. And also remember, not moving forward into the future with a person or a group of people does not mean that they are bad necessarily. It could mean that in some cases, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean that. All good things do not necessarily belong together. And this is the reason why sometimes people that have been together for certain periods of times may separate for certain reasons. It doesn't mean they're bad, but not all good things belong together. You have to decide whether these are people that are ready to go on your life's journey with you or not. And if not, you can respectfully separate, but value yourself. Think about your relationships and where you're going. Think about your life goals. Think about what you can contribute to other people's lives. And that's one of the important reasons why we should live a life of focus, why we should understand who we really are, what our message is, what our contribution to others are, and who are the people that are called to be around us, and who are the people that we can give our message to. Because you see, not everybody is your cup of tea, okay? Not everybody is really interested in what you have to say or contribute or the value that you have to have. But you see, in areas where you add value, you go to places where you are celebrated. You do not go to places where you're tolerated. This is a sign this is a signpost, right, on whether you're going in the right direction. You are celebrated, your message is accepted, your value is recognized, and you receive value equally from the other side. That's evidence of whether you're going in the right direction and whether the relationships around you are right and you're in a growth atmosphere. Until next time, where I'll talk again about growth to your full potential, and we'll focus some more on relationships. This is extremely important. Bye, and have a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.